So the new Risk of Rain 2 DLC has come out, Survivors of the Void. With it came two brand new survivors. One, the Railgunner, comes pre-unlocked. All you have to do is buy the DLC and you'll have her as soon as you load up the game. The second, you don't have unlocked. That one, Void Fiend. That's what this video is about. Now, the Void Fiend is quite an interesting character, and we will be making a video guide on him later. But for right now, let's just talk about how to actually unlock this guy. Now, there are actually two ways to unlock the Void Fiend. The first being that you can go through the game and beat the new final boss. Now, this final boss doesn't replace Mithrix. Mithrix still exists. This is just a new way of ending the game, kind of like the Celestial ending or the Moon ending. To get this ending, you have to beat a crab boss in what is called the Planetarium. This boss is super hard and has several phases, and I haven't even beat it yet. By far the hardest boss, because not only do you have to kill the boss, but you also have to do some weird parkour stuff, and that's where I got tripped up. Because you have to do all this jumping around and everything while still getting damaged by the void environment that used to happen in the void fields. I can't really give you that much advice on this exact part because I just haven't beat it yet. Now, the other way of actually getting it is a much simpler way, and it's a little bit more straightforward. I don't know about simpler, actually, but it's the way I did it, so I assume simpler. All you have to do is do the simulacrum and survive until wave 50. Once you have completed wave 50, boom, you've got it. You've unlocked the Void Fiend. You can leave and then go play the Void Fiend. So, as I have actually completed this part, I can actually give you some actionable advice. Now, I did it my first try ever running this new game mode, so obviously goated. And I also did it on the Mercenary, which you would think isn't that good. But if you know about my Mercenary, you know it gets the job done. But without talking about myself, here's how you, a mere mortal, could actually get to wave 50 without too much effort. For starters, please pick someone with high mobility. The reason being is that number one, early on, you're just going to move faster. Everything's going to go a little bit quicker. And number two is that there are actually items outside of the safe area that you play in. Much like the Void Field, this outside area does damage to you the longer you're in it. And I think, at least in this game mode, it increases the more you are inside of it. So the longer you stay in it, the more damage you're going to take. This means that trekking outside of the safe area is going to be very dangerous. You can actually die to this area, and there is no way of reducing the damage you take from it. Even repulsion armors don't work anymore. So the only way to be able to get these extra items, and extra items means an easier time dealing with new enemies, is to have a high mobility character. For me, I had Mercenary, so I could use my multiple dashes to actually get to the item and then dash backwards. If I had been playing someone like the Engineer, it probably would not have worked. I would not have been able to get as many items as I did, and I would have suffered for it. Loader and Huntress might be good picks for this. You can try Mercenary if you like, but I don't think he's the greatest survivor, and the only reason that I was really successful with him is because of the brain stocks, and I was using his alternate utility skill, which is really good with groups of enemies. Some quick tips before you actually go into it is round 5 is when you get a lunar item, round 10 is when you get a green item, round 15 is when you get another lunar item, I think, and then round 20 is when you get a legendary item. The rounds between that, you get white items. You don't get to actually choose the item itself, you only get to choose out of 3 options, which is better than, I suppose, just randomly getting something. So while you can somewhat cater your build to a certain idea, it's probably not going to end up perfect. And if you're looking for item recommendations from me, you're just going to have to wait till the tier list comes out. Anyway, that is basically how you're going to unlock the Void Fiend, okay? I think it is much easier to go through the simulacrum. I beat my head into the final boss like 3 times, and then as soon as I swapped over to the other game mode, I immediately got it. I've also heard of people getting all the way to around like 100. So if you're not succeeding at beating the crab boss, don't worry about it. Just head over to the alternate game mode and bang it out there. That's it. If I do end up beating the crab, I will try to figure out a way to consistently do it, and then I'll release something on that. So look forward to that then. This is Swag Money 69 and signing out.